Hello and welcome back to another episode of Team Profiles and Projections here on Talkin Baseball, presented by SeatGeek. My name's Jimmy. I got Jake here, Trevor, BBD as always, coming to you from the DraftKings studios in Manhattan. Here's how these work. If you haven't been tuning in, we've already done 4. This is the 5th if you're listening on the podcast apps, because we're going by division. And this is the AL East. We will be talking about all 5 teams, 15 minutes on the clock for each. If you're watching on YouTube, we break it down 1 video per team. We're going to find out how we feel about all of these squads. This division is rather stacked, and I'm excited to weed through it. Are you guys ready?
I think so.
All right, a couple of minutes ago, I lied. It's not 15 minutes on the clock for every team. These Orioles are getting less than that because they don't deserve it. 1, 2, 3, go. All right, the Baltimore Orioles finished 52 and 110 last year. They won 52 games, and they missed the playoffs. They did have a standout in Cedric Mullins, and that is exciting. And they changed their stadium dimensions this year. Might be the biggest difference about it. Their pitching staff may give up far less home runs now. Jake, can you tell us if they added anyone to that staff or anywhere else?
So they lost Pedro Severino. They'll replace him with Robinson Chirinos. Great baseball name. They lost the Harveys, Matt and Hunter, Fernando Abad. How about that? They added Jordan Lyles right before the lockout. Rougned Odor goes from our Yanks to Baltimore. He's going to hit 35. I mentioned Chirinos. Chris Owing shed long on some minor league stuff. Not a lot of flash from your Baltimore Orioles. Trev, the rotation / John Means and the fellas.
Yeah, we can start out with John Means, left-hander, 3.62 last year, career high 134 Ks. Did you throw a no-hitter last year or the year before?
Last year. It was the year of the no-hitter.
So we like that. John Means, let's go, man. Keep it going. Behind him, Jordan Lyles, Tyler Wells, Bruce Zimmerman, Zach Lowther, Keegan Aiken. That's a name that you guys say all the time.
Yeah,
Keegan Aiken.
Dean Kremer rounding out some rotational depth, the bullpen, more guys who I don't know name-wise, but we're going to dig into that. Cole Sulser, Tanner Scott, Dylan Tate, Jorge Lopez, and Paul Fry. There's some other guys there as well. Not a lot of household names there. They're kind of ranked towards the bottom for a reason. James, what about that lineup? They got anybody that can save them?
Not really, no. I mean, they got Cedric Mullins, they got Ryan Mountcastle, Anthony Santander, Trey Mancini. These are all names I know, but it might just be because I watch a lot of AL East games, so I don't know if everyone knows these guys. Austin Hayes, Rougned Odor is now with the Orioles, a name a lot of you probably know. Ramon Urias, Jorge Mateo, Robinson Chirinos. So that's the crew. They picked up Ramon Urias on waivers in 2020. They picked up Jorge Mateo on waivers in 2021. You have Anthony Santander, a Rule 5 guy. Odor is a free agent, and Chirinos free agents, very low signing free agent. So I'm just letting you paint the picture. They haven't really acquired much. A lot of their draft picks are playing, but I don't know how much hope is still there for a lot of them, which is sad. And that's a genuine question, Jake. Like some of these big guys, Mountcastle, some of the others, can you speed me up to date? Like, is hope still bountiful?
Oh yeah, no, we're still good. Mountcastle and Austin Hayes especially.
Okay.
Mountcastle's 25, Austin Hayes is 26. I mean, they're both. Mountcastle's projected to hit 30 dongs this year. Austin Hayes is projected at 26. I think he was like a 3-WAR guy last year. So the offense, end of the day, and hey, it's a little bit of Camden. It's a little bit. There's some hitters on this team. Everyone knows Trey Mancini and good. He's awesome, just a hitter. A solid hitter. You know, this team was like 19th in average, 23rd in OPS last year. Still not elite, The problem was they were 30th in pitching ERA for starters. They were 30th in ERA for bullpen. They have no pitching. And it's just really sad because it's an awesome stadium. It's a fun baseball franchise. It feels like they've been in the teeth of a rebuild for a while without any... Like Cedric Mullins broke out last year, and he was a prospect that they half gave up on, if we're being honest. He fought back. He was awesome last year. Let's hope for everyone's sake he repeats that. And, there's going to be an Adley Rutschman conversation, but you wish there was 3 more Adley Rutschman because there's not a ton, Trev.
There is. I mean, if there's one thing you could hang your hat on as an Orioles fan right now, I mean, you have some guys that are fun to watch in the big league level, but when you're in this position that they're in, you want to know, is the cavalry coming?
Right.
They have 6 prospects in the top 100. That's really good. I mean, I don't have the prospect rankings in front of me. They got to have one of the better farm systems in baseball with that.
Only 2 are projected to be there this year. Adley.
No one cares about this year.
Okay.
No one cares about this year. Okay. You have Adley Rutschman, you have Ryan Mountcastle, and then behind them, Grayson Rodriguez. DL Hall could be there this year. He's a pitcher.
He's good.
Colton Cowser, Gunnar Henderson, and Kobe Mayo. I mean, some of those guys, they're a little bit further away, but it lines right up with kind of where they want to be. They're not competing this year. We know that. The following year, hey, let's see what we got. Following year to that, here we go. So this is probably a 24 thing for them with all these guys up there together where they're making league minimum and you can go add pieces. So the future is there. If let's say 2 or 3 of these guys really hit, plus Mountcastle, plus
Mullins.
I guess you can add Rutschman in there. I'd rather be in their position than a lot of other teams that we start out talking about on these. The first team, the last place team in the division. I'd rather be with the Orioles than, say the Pirates or even the Nationals who we just talked about.
Division's brutal.
Yes.
And I guess that's the only opposite. Like, what would we be saying if they half-heartedly signed a couple free agents? They'd still be in 5th place.
No, I mean, they don't care. They ran Pat Valleca out there all season.
Hey.
Trev's guy.
Sorry, Trev, you had 45 OPS
Mortal Kombat
plus.
Pat.
I know, but he had a 45 OPS plus, and they ran him all season.
Good nickname.
And they'll just do that again. They did it with last year with Freddie Galvis, and
their up the middle combination are both guys they got off waivers.
That's what I'm saying. They're not faking it. They're just really hoping the prospects are good, and then in the last 4 years of their window, they can supplement them and hope that other teams around them aren't good.
Yeah, I mean that's where they're at, and Orioles fans know that. But again, six prospects in the top 100. You got to at least say, okay, we can make some trades. We can have these guys come be guys. This year, 2022, ain't gonna happen.
I guess the part that bums me out is they haven't had a team identity in a while. Their team identity has just been losing. If they supplemented this lineup with a couple hitters, you'd be like, all right, the Orioles have a fun lineup. They'll stumble into some wins. Hayes, Mancini, Santander, Mountcastle, and Mullins. Those are guys that are major league lineup guys. Second half of the lineup, with that pitching, there's nothing here. It's going to be a long year in Baltimore.
It is. And they moved the fence back.
They did.
In left field. The power alley there. I'm just interested to see how that changes things.
Buzzer.
For themselves.
That was 8 minutes. We're doing 8 minutes?
Yeah.
Over under 62.5. Under.
What's the over under?
62.5.
Under.
Sorry,
they got off to a hot start last year, didn't they?
In 2020, I think they did.
I think, yeah.
There was one year we took the under, and they came out really hot. We're like, man, it's going to be tough to get it. And I think we still hit it.
2020, yeah. It was 20.
They finished 4th in the East that year. Is that the year the Red Sox quit?
Cora wasn't there.
Yeah.
They had a Walking Dead manager. Yeah. No, it's 2020. They were I don't know. They're still not good. So.
52 and 110 last year. Did they get better? Yeah. Did the division? Yes. That stinks, man. Sorry, Baltimore.
We'll go catch some games down there. It's a nice stadium. I love Camden Yards.
So farm system, Keith Law, biggest fan of mine. Keith Law, he always says that how he loves my work. Ranks them 10th in the big leagues.
That's what I'm saying.
Their farm system?
Mm-hmm.
That's tough. All right, let's move on to teams that are trying and deserve more time.